Shalom, y'all. So, I haven't been on here for a while because my phone speaker was messed up on my previous phone, and now I have another one, and I can start sharing with everyone what Yahweh has been showing me. So the reason I'm getting on today is to discuss something that was shown to me last year. But before I began, I wanted to just put this out there. My channel is not to esteem me. It's not to get attention. It's not anything other than to warn people and to educate them on a world and a reality that they have not been presented with before. So everything that is presented to you on this channel, don't believe what I say or what I present. Take it to our Creator and ask Him to show you the truth in a way that you can understand. He teaches us in different ways based off of what He knows we can understand. So don't believe what I say. Present it to Him. But what I'm going to present to y'all today, whoever ends up watching this or any of the videos that I've done, is very important. In fact, it's probably one of the most important videos I'm ever going to present. Last year, I was shown that there was going to be an earthquake in America. That's right. An earthquake in America. I didn't know when. I didn't tell hardly anyone what I was being shown. And truthfully, I kind of had just tucked it away in the back of my mind and forgot about it. I had a lot of things being shown to me last year that truthfully defy human logic. I didn't know that it was possible to have things poured into you from the Creator to where you feel like you're living in two different worlds. It was incomprehensible. So when He showed me the earthquake, this was also around the same time that I had a girlfriend who had a vision during the day. And the vision had to do with a clay pot bursting and the Father's light, light shining through the Father's name in this pot. And then she got to experience seeing the Father, or Yeshua, and she was in water. So I drew what she had described to me in the vision. I drew it, but I didn't color it in last year because I just didn't feel that I was supposed to complete this. And now I understand why, because He hadn't given me all pieces to color it in yet. So I'm going to present that drawing to y'all today, and then I'm going to show you what He showed me just a couple of weeks ago that absolutely rocked my world. Okay, this picture is a depiction of what I originally had drew, which was a clay pot. This is a depiction of our Messiah holding a bow and an arrow in his hand. And this is the pictograph Ta. And that is what most people would call the cross, but it's more appropriately an X. And Ta is the number 400, and it represents Yeshua, his mark, It's cross sticks. It means to hit the mark. It has to do with marking a location. One signature, like not too long ago, people that didn't know how to write, they were told to make their mark. A monument, typically people when they die, they put up a monument in honor of that person. And interestingly enough, the word death or to die is the word muth in Hebrew, and it's compiled of two pictographs, which is mem, which is water or fluid, blood, and ta, which is the mark. So it literally means blood hitting the mark, which is what we do when we die. We hit our mark. We hit our end, like a treasure map. The man starts down the journey, and the treasure is where the X is. X marks the spot of the treasure. So then the last one is a sign. Okay, I didn't know that he had me draw this sign, his sign, of the earthquake hitting America. Now, I don't know if there's going to be earthquakes all over, the world. I don't know. I know what he's shown me. But the earthquake that hits America, when I drew this picture, it was not a depiction of our world, which is what it looks like here now. I drew a clay pot. But upon receiving information from Yahweh a couple weeks ago, he showed me that I drew the Mississippi River. That's right, go look at some pictures. I'm going to put some on this video as well. I drew the Mississippi River. Now, obviously the riverways, they extend out. There's other riverways and whatnot, but this is the Mississippi River. Go look at it. Right in the middle of the Mississippi River is where he showed me is the New Madrid fault line. And I'm going to put this down for a second to show you some more pieces to the puzzle that he presented me with about, I guess it was 2 months ago. Okay. I ended up going to a feast in Missouri. They were celebrating what's called Shavuot, or Pentecost. And at Shavuot, I knew that I was going to Missouri, but I didn't know why he was sending me. I just knew that I was supposed to go, even though we're on a different calendar system than they are. I was shown that I was supposed to go there. And anyways, so I went, and on my way there, I traveled with a gal, and we decided to not make the whole trip in one shot, but rather break it up. So we broke up that trip, and we rested halfway in between in a town called Paducah, Kentucky. Paducah, Kentucky. And then when I got to the feast, I ended up meeting up with a gal who showed me a screenshot. And when I saw her screenshot, I got on my phone and I realized that what Yahweh showed me last year, I had a screenshot that tied into hers. And both of our pictures showed where the earthquake is going to happen. And not only that, but after I returned home from the feast, Yahweh showed me that right here, right at the tip of my finger, right where there's like the Y, okay? The tent peg is what I'm calling it. The Y right here, right at the tip of my finger, is Paducah, Kentucky. We traveled over the Mississippi River. and we stayed in an Airbnb in Paducah, Kentucky. And this is where the earthquake is going to happen in America in coming years. I don't know when, but I know it's going to happen. So then I wanted to show you guys this pictograph. This is a pictograph called Tet. It's a picture of the earth. I was shown another model that Tet is not just a basket. It is a basket. The earth is a basket holding all of his children in. We're all different seeds. Seeds, however you want to look at us. Baskets hold seeds, okay? So he showed me that the world that we see today, that we were born into, was not all different continents like it is now. It was all one circle. But we were scattered to the four corners of the earth. Yes, we were separated. There's been multiple earthquakes that have happened since the beginning of time. This one isn't anything new. But it's going to be new to the people that are here upon this earth, because they're not going to experience anything like this, myself included. I am not prepared. I'm not prepared as much as I would like to be. And I'm going to talk more on that preparing here in just a minute. But so anyways, I wanted to read something out of Revelation 16 because it was right around this time that I came back from this feast that Yahweh gave me a night vision. And in that, he told me to read Revelation 16. So I'm going to read that to you guys, and I'll go ahead and start now. And I heard a loud voice from the dwelling place saying to the seven messengers, "Go and pour out the bowls of the wrath of Elohim on the earth." And the first went out and poured out his bowl upon the earth, and an evil and wicked sword came upon the men, those having the mark of the beast and those worshiping his image. And the second messenger poured out his bowl on the sea, and it became blood as of a dead one, and every living creature in the sea died. And the third messenger poured out his bowl on the rivers and fountains of water, and they became blood. And I heard the messenger of the water saying, "You are righteous, O Yahweh, the one who is and who was and who shall be, because you have judged these. Because they have shed the blood of set apart ones and prophets, and you have given them blood to drink, for they deserve it." And I heard another out of the slaughter place saying, "Yes, Yahweh El Shaddai, true and righteous are your judgments." And the fourth messenger poured out his bowl on the sun, and it was given to him to burn men with fire. And men were burned with great heat, and they blasphemed the name of Elohim, who possesses authority over these plagues, and they did not repent to give him esteem. The fifth messenger poured out his bowl on the throne of the beast, and his reign became darkened, and they gnawed their tongues from pain. And they blasphemed the Elohim of the heaven for their pains and their sores, and did not repent of their works. And the sixth messenger poured out his bowl on the great river Euphrates. I'm going to stop here just for a second. When the earth that we know not of today, when the planets were not, I said planets, when the continents, okay, we got America, we've got the Middle East, so on and so forth, they were all one. They were all together. They weren't separated by the seas like we see today. I suspect, I don't have proof, Yahweh hasn't confirmed it, but I suspect that when it says, "And the sixth messenger poured out his bowl on the great river Euphrates," that is what we call nowadays the Mississippi River. Because if you put America right up next to the Middle East, we're not far away anymore. We're right in the neighborhood. and its water was dried up in order to prepare the way of the servants from the east. And I saw coming out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet, these unclean spirits as frogs, for they are spirits of demons, doing signs. If you trust in the world and the government of whom you have set before you, what you are doing is you are believing in their signs, their wonders, but you're not paying attention to our Creator and His. There's a difference. For they are spirits of demons doing signs which go out to the sovereigns of the entire world to gather them to the battle of the great day of Yahweh the Almighty. There's a battle that is going to be coming. See, I am coming as a thief. Blessed is he who is staying awake and guarding his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. It's not talking about our physical clothes. We need to shamar, that's what the word guard. It means to stand guard. It means to watch, pay attention, sound the alarm. It means to stay awake, don't be sleeping, don't believe what you see and hear and watch on TV. Don't believe what the world is showing around you, because they're deceived. Okay? Staying awake and guarding his garments. It doesn't mean our physical clothes. It's called putting on the armor of Elohim, putting on our protection, our spiritual armor. All right, next one. And they gathered them together to the place called in Hebrew Har Megiddo, which is the English word for, or this is the Hebrew word for Armageddon, the day of Yahweh's wrath. And Yahweh will win against the enemy. And the seventh messenger poured out his bowl into the air, and a loud voice came out of the dwelling place of the heaven from the throne, saying, "It is done." Yeshua also said that on the cross, where he was hung on the Taw. He says, "It is done." That was 2,000 years ago. Guess what? He's going to be saying it again sooner than what you think. And there came to be noises and thunders and lightnings, and there came to be a great earthquake, such a mighty and great earthquake as had not come to be since men were on the earth. This earthquake is happening. I can't stress this enough. Don't believe me, but take this to the Father. It is going to happen. Get your houses in order. You need to prepare this, your heart and your mind. You need to prepare that. You can gather supplies. You can, be a prepper, which isn't a bad thing. But if you're doing all this preparation in the physical, but you're not preparing your spiritual home, then you're going to be in a world of trouble. You're going to be in a world of trouble. Okay. And there came to be noises. Okay, there was the earthquake. Such a mighty and great earthquake as had not come to be since men were on the earth. And a great city became divided into 3 parts. That's my drawing. That's the tent peg, Wah. Wah is a tent peg. What happens when you go camping? Let's say you're celebrating our fall feast, Sukkot. You take your tent out and you put this peg into the 4 corners of your tent. It separates the ground, but at the same time, if it's founded on solid ground, then your tent peg will be secured in the ground. But it also had to separate the ground in order. That is what's going to happen right here. That's the Wah. You see it? The Wah. This is the tent peg. It means to be a hook or a nail, to add something or to secure a thing. It's also the number of man. Okay? All right, continuing on. An earthquake as had not come to be since men were on the earth. And the great city became divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell. And great Babel, which is America, was remembered before Elohim to give her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. And every island fled away. America is not going to be one anymore. It's not going to be a whole, you're going to have separate places. You're going to have different islands. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. And great hail from the heaven fell upon men, every hailstone about the weight of a talent, which is huge. And the men blasphemed Elohim for the plague of the hail, because the plague was exceedingly great. See, we have plagues going on, real ones, fake ones nowadays, since the beginning of time, really. But Yahweh is in control. He has control over these plagues, and they are coming down upon men because of the unrighteousness that people are doing in their lives. They are choosing the world. They're choosing not to be righteous servants before him. He created man in his image, but man is deciding to change their image today. They're deciding to alter themselves, putting various chemicals inside of them that is altering their DNA, their molecules. That's a whole other video I can do on all by itself. He's been showing me the DNA molecules and how they're being divided and separated, and so people no longer, by their choices, are wanting to be created in his image, but now they're being a hybrid. So that's what I wanted to share with y'all. Take this video, take it to the Father. Don't believe me. Don't believe man. We are sinful in nature. Take all this and ask him to show you the truth. That is what is important. If you believe what man tells you, then you're going to be blown away by every wind of teaching. But if you take this video, whoever sees it, I pray Abba brings anybody that needs to see this to this channel to watch this. And I pray that you don't just take this as Lot did. If you're familiar with the story of Lot and his wife, Lot went into the town referred to as Sodom and Gomorrah, or in Hebrew you say it Sodom and Amorah. He went into that city and he told his family and people to get out because Yahweh was going to destroy the city. But they laughed at him as if he was joking. Probably said he was crazy. He was full of demons. That his judgment was going to come down upon him. Who knows? A lot of people have been sent to warn throughout the duration of this earth. And they were laughed at, including Yeshua Messiah. He was laughed at for trying to warn the people. And on the day of his death, while he was hanging on the stake, he said, "Forgive them, for they know not what they do." People don't know what they're doing today, just the same as they didn't 2,000 years ago when they hung him. Don't believe me. I'm just a messenger. I didn't ask for this. I'm not good with my words. I stumble. I get confused. I've tried to do this video several times now, and then I end up deleting them because they didn't sound just right. This one I'm not going to delete because I'm done. I'm done. Just like Yeshua said, it is done. Well, I'm done. So take it for what you will. I'm not perfect. I'm not putting on a show. This isn't for likes and comments. But speaking of comments, be nice. Golly. Be nice. You know, I'm not doing this for just attention. But I know I need to sound the alarm. That's why he has chosen to show me these things, because I'm supposed to sound the alarm. He uses imperfect people, not people that are trying to put on a show and have everything be perfect and prettied and all that mumbo jumbo. I'm rough cut, and I am who I am. There's nothing special about me, but for whatever reason, Yahweh thinks I'm special enough to share things with me. And I'm grateful for it, but with much knowledge becomes much a burden. Or another way of saying it is, how's it go? With much that is given, much is received. There it is. Okay? That's all I have for you today, folks. Prepare your house. Prepare your house, for you don't know what's coming, but it's right around the corner. Oh wait, one last thing. Almost forgot this. Okay? Resh, Shin, Ta. These are the last 3 pictographs in the Hebrew language. And I had a girlfriend tell me that she had a vision that these are the last 3 before we hit the mark, before we hit the Ta. Resh is the number 200, Shin 300, Ta 400. All three of these together is 900. And I was shown 900. I don't know if that means days, but that's what I'm leaning on right now, unless he shows me more nuggets, more truth. Take it to him, ask him to show you. But I suspect here, 1, 2, 3, in about 3 years. 3 years is when this earth is not going to be like what people see it today is. And what was the other thing? Okay. The other thing was, the beginning is revealed from the end. The first book in our scriptures, in the Hebrew, okay, Genesis is the first book, but in Hebrew, it's Bereshit. Bereshit. This right here, these last 3 pictographs. Oh. Ra. Sheet. Okay. So Beit is missing, but Beit is the beginning. The beginning reveals the end. Bereshit. Beit is at the beginning of the pictographs. It's the second pictographs, or second pictograph. Bereshit. The beginning from the end. We are at the end. Apparently, from what I was shown, is the pictographs themselves are a calendar put together. I still don't know what all that means, but it's a timeline. These are the last 3. Rashith. Rashith. These are the last 3. It's not much time, guys. There's not much time. Get your houses in order. You don't know what's coming around the corner. Shalom.